The 6th of April 2025. It's about 8:10 p.m. and it's starting to get dark after a great day. A little cold, but very dry weather. The weather is very dry. Now what you're seeing here is 2 tar barrels, and these can be used to collect water for livestock or yards or anything like that, and it works quite well, but there are a few tips. Now I have a bit of a problem making the video because I want you to see me, and I want you to see these cans, and I want you to see what I'm on about. So essentially these barrels, you can probably see they're welded together. Now this pump here, I hope you can see it because I can't see what I'm doing. Well, I see now. Yeah, this is an old pump to be thrown out, and here's the float. Do you see? When it's up like that, it switches off, and when it's down like that, it switches on. Okay, it's a submersible pump. Now you can use 2 tar barrels welding the top on the bottom, and in this case it's connected to a stream by means of a 4-inch pipe, and there's a submersible pump and a float on and off, and this is just a bleeding pipe here, and it goes up to a tank which has a float of itself, and it works grand. In the summertime, when the water goes down in the stream, it can give trouble. If you're using tar barrels for any purpose and you have to cut them, you must fill them up with water. Fill them to the brim with water. If they're full of a volatile gas, which they can be, some of them are used for chemicals and oil and petrol and everything else, if they're used for that purpose, and you start attacking it with an angle grinder or a oxyacetylene or oxypropane torch, or you hit it with a hammer and a chisel and there's a spark, you could be on RIP.ie very shortly. You could find yourself going up in the sky, like the fella was fixing the gas. He was fixing the cooker. No, I'm telling it wrong. He was skydiving with a parachute, and he was flying down, and he forgot which one to pull, and he kept pulling them all, and none of them would open. And he see the fella coming up, and he shouts to him, "Do you know anything about parachutes?" And the fella going up says, "No, do you know anything about gas cookers?" He went in with his pipe on, and bang, and up it went. Anyway, I digress. Now, the thing about it is, you must have it full of water before you do anything. If it's full of water, the capacity of volatile gas would be very, very little. But you need to make the water flow out, so there's no petrol on top or anything. Usually petrol will float on the top of the water, do you understand? So that's all right. So safety first. Second, any grinding or cutting, use a safety visor, something to protect the eyes. That needs to be said. Now, what you do is, and what I have often done, and it works very well. Now, if you're doing a permanent job, you'd put in well liners, concrete well liners, they're 3 foot across. And that's what I have done in some cases. But in this particular instance, I have another supply here that keeps me going. And the cattle prefer this water. And what I did was I came down with the digger and I dug a hole the depth of 2 tar barrels. See? And I then welded the 2 together with just an ordinary stick welder. I left the bottom in 1 barrel. And then I can drop me pump in, and I made a wooden lid. And it has made me great progress and great sales of cattle and everything else using it. It seems to work very well. I use a submersible pump, which means there's no frost problems, but you have to be careful with them. I have a little tap on the top of it, and I might show it to you. I don't know, will it be possible? A little tap to when the pipe is pumped up to it, a high place up there for a gravity feed all around. The water can get back down. The foot valve doesn't stop it. You don't want water staying in a pipe, even if it's up from the pump, because it could freeze. Anyway, that's enough said. Now, this is all you really need to know. When you are cutting out the bottom when you're cutting the top of this one and the bottom of this one, you cut them out. You must clean the edge. You must get well, let's see, can I get that piece out? This is an old fruit. I'll throw it there. Right. You must get rid of this lip. You need to get your angle grinder with a grinding disc, put the barrel up on a bench or something, and grind that off smooth. whatever way you can get it smooth. The reciprocal one on the bottom, you must get it smooth. So that when they are welded together, they're as good to smooth as you can get. You cannot leave rough edges. I have made that mistake, and this video is to try and help my farm friends and people doing this to alert them of the problem. The reason is that when you drop your submersible pump in here, there's a float up like that, and it goes up and down. If it'll catch on this rim, and it'll stick. And if it catches on it, the pump will run all week, and you won't know. Number two, if the water goes low in the river or the stream, and the thing catches, it should drop down with the water level and switch off the pump. But if it's caught on this rim, it'll keep pumping fresh air. Pump will set you back €250. Won't take long to wear it out. It's meant to run in water. It overheats and it'll be in trouble. I think I spotted this one before it did harm. Now, do you understand what I'm saying? Do not weld them together with the two lips here, because once you put it in, you won't be able to reach down there to do any repairs. Get this fixed when the two are up on the bench. Grind them down, get someone to twist them, put on your visor, your goggles, grind and grind till you get them nice and smooth. It doesn't have to be watertight. The purpose of the barrels is not to be watertight. The purpose is to keep out dirt and muck. Okay, have you that? Get them as smooth as you can at this joint. Doesn't matter up here at the top. Doesn't matter at the top, for example, like that. This is where you put a wooden platform or a steel cover or something, and you hang your pump out of it. The rope has to go down to hold the pump at a certain level. There has to be the wire for to drive the pump, the cable, and then there has to be the float. I've shown you the float. It's the thing the size of my hand, and it does this in the water. And when it's like that, it won't pump. And when it goes down like that, it will pump. I use them all the time. They're usually made in Italy. Okay, have I made that clear? Muck, usually soft muck will accumulate in the bottom. And I made this fella here. You'll just get that in any steel crowd. Look at the way it's done. You just bend two pieces of the lightest steel you can get. The lightest you can get. Sometimes you get it galvanized. It doesn't really matter. Well, it's better not galvanized for the welding. But anyway, you see the way it's welded. You weld them this side to the back of the gun barrel tubing. This is gun barrel tubing. See that? You weld them back like that. You don't weld them in the middle. You weld them so that they're scooping up. And you can put a slight dish down on this. Right, when you turn that down, that picks up about 1 kilo of muck every time. And the most will be in it in any year is about 4 kilos. So 4 goes will do it. Now, on the other hand, you make it whatever depth you want. This is quite long. You put a handle. No rocket science welding on a handle. Just watch the eyes. So this then goes right down, takes out the muck. About 4 or 5 goes out, you get the muck. Just throw it away off up somewhere. And away you go, and that'll cost you about €6 will buy the material, about €1 for the welding rod. That's it. So that's that. Now, have you got that clear? The rim between the two barrels will catch the float if it can, and that will burn out your pump. Get your good thick 4-inch grinder will probably be the best, an angle grinder, or a 9-inch grinder with a cutting disc, not a cutting disc, with a grinding disc. I'd go the 4-inch and grind it down till it's nice and smooth. And maybe you could hammer it down with the hammer, but I think a lump hammer. I think the best thing is cut it smooth and grind it. Put a bit of effort in, get them nice and level, no sharp edges. Put them good and tight. There's a rim on the bottom of the barrel, the very same, folks, as there's a rim here on this. You see this? See this rim? Yeah, no, the rim. Most of you, I'm sure you're not that poor. You didn't get an odd tin of fruit, right, or tin of beans. There, it's there. So that rim there is ideal for welding, and the one on the bottom one is ideal. Weld them together. You only have to weld them about 1/3 of the way. You don't have to weld right around. Just weld about 3 inches, 3 inches, and about 4 3s 12. That's enough. You don't have to have them welded up. And get that rim, get the inside rim gone. Have it gone. Have it not there at all. You don't have to cut the rim off here. Then you won't be able to weld it. This thick rim is ideal for welding. Makes it all very simple. I didn't do it. And now I don't know, I'll have to try and get someone to help me hold me 2 legs and see can they get down with the grinder in the summer or something like that. I don't know. But I love to be able to help not have people making the same mistake that I made. We learn from our mistakes. That's what education is. And this is real true education, not fake news. On Sunday evening, the 6th of April 2025. Thank you very much. Comment underneath. I hope I didn't bore you too long. That's 11 minutes. Not too bad. I'm not doing too bad. 11 minutes. Bye.